let's work a little bit with this mantra today. On your inhale, the word let. On your exhale, the word go. And though we always try for a balance in the breath, just for right now, see if you can elongate your exhales. It might require that you count a little bit just to see where you are on your inhales. And then your exhales, see if you can just elongate them by slowing them down, but also by emptying out completely. And I invite you to set as an intention this idea of just cooling down, allowing yourself to come into balance with those three primary energies in us: fire, wind, and so Pitta dosha is fire, Vata is wind, and Kapha, earth. All three of these elements are in us. We want them to be balanced. So on a hot, hot day, you need to work to find the cooling energy of wind and of earth. So I invite you to kind of stay in this intention of being cool, maybe this intention of letting go. But whatever your intention is, let's fold it in at heart center, either hand on top of heart, or if you're in child's or some other pose on your belly, maybe just pressing back into child's, allowing your hands to meet at the top of your mat. And let's give it one more full deep inhale through the nostrils. Feel that cool touch of breath. And then on the exhale, sigh it out. Allow yourself just to let it go. And then let's come all the way into standing. So here in standing, we need to kind of maybe take some movement along the way into standing. So if you've been in a position on your back, rolling over, if you've been in your child's, finding some kind of comfort in the body. Let's see how much energy and how much love and compassion we can give ourselves as we make our way into standing. It doesn't need to happen fast. And then once we're up, let's just start with finding ourselves planted on the earth. So raise the toes up off the earth, plug into your heels, maybe rocking back and forth, just finding the balance in those corners of the feet, and placing your toes down very carefully. So here, usually I'm always talking about kind of engaging in muscles in order to hold us up. Let's just really feel today that we're rooted and that we kind of grow up effortlessly from that space. So instead of tightening up, let's just let go. Let's let the shoulder blades relax and let the heart open. And then just hands onto the belly. Again, give it a big, deep, full breath in through the nostrils. Exhale, let it go. Hands down to the sides of the body, and then let's bring the right ear to right shoulder. down through the breastbone and then ear to left shoulder. Again, we just feel as though we're standing up, rooted on the feet. There's no need to hold ourselves or to grip. There's just the need to experience this, almost like we're laying in a hammock, just experiencing the beauty of the body and the beauty of this day, the breeze on the skin. And then next time you drop your chin to your breastbone, let's just roll up. Kind of see if you can open up the crown to the sky. And then let's just shrug our shoulders up and around. And again, plugged in, but kind of almost levitating in the upper part of the body. Let's take those shoulder shrugs opposite. And then once more, hands down to our legs. Today, instead of doing our side-to-side motion with our hands elevated, let's just bring our hands to our hips and we'll do little teapot. So let me show you what I'm going to do. Standing up nice and tall, but without a lot of effort. And then I'm just going to find my way, taking a side bend over to the right. I want to feel like a reed in the wind. And then a side bend over to the left. See if you can kind of get into the grace of this movement, just like the breeze is hitting you. No need to tax ourselves too much. We just really want to find some mobility in the spine. Just back and forth. And perhaps you're finding that there's a logic to the breath here. Each time we want to stand up tall in the middle, there's an inhale. Each time we're kind of moving the spine in a particular way, there's an exhale. All right, one more time coming up to the center. And this time, let's take a twist over to the right. Again, we can just stay here with arms on the waist, inhaling to the center and twisting to the right, left. So just keep this going. No right way or wrong way to do this. See if there's a place in the body where you feel like you're gripping, where you really don't need that energy extension. All right. Once again, shrug the shoulders up and down, all around. And then let's take a little bit of a wider stance and a nice big bend into the knees as we come down. So if you need your blocks in front of you, feel free. But really what we want to do is just find that head and neck are hanging heavy. And that, again, we're supported in the base of this pose, but we're kind of, free and easy everywhere. And maybe just a little bit of a movement here that makes sense to you. And then a stillness. Feel your belly filling up with breath like a big balloon. And then maybe exhale, just let it sigh out again. Let's do that one more time. And now stacking vertebra on top of vertebra all the way up into standing. Head and neck come up last. Shrug the shoulders, move around. And then mountain pose at the top of your mat. Have your blocks nearby. This time, inhale, hands up, and exhale, hands down. Doesn't have to go far, doesn't have to be a particular way you're doing this. We're just coming into conscious movement with the breath. But letting the breath flow, free and easy, cool and breezy. Give yourself a moment just to maybe close the eyes and let this be a moving meditation. Let this be a picture of the breath. Again, don't be afraid of moving the entire body with this. Let's do 2 more here. And then mountain pose for experience. Just integrate what you're starting to learn, what you're starting to feel. And on your next inhale, hands high. Exhale, take a forward fold. Again, feel free to keep a nice big bend into the knees. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Let's see if we can get really long in the spine. And exhale, let your head and neck hang heavy. Send your right foot back behind you. Let's grab for those blocks and keep them on the highest register. Long in the lunge. No need to kind of feel like we're here, but more like, we're here. So once again, just feel the breath in your belly. Feel the breath at the tip of the nostrils. And then let's press the blocks aside and step yourself back to your first downward dog of the day. Again, bend into the knees, particularly those of us who have hip issues, and let's, just find a little bit of movement. I want to press the mat away from you and find that beautiful line between effort and ease. So if you feel like you're just expending a lot of energy here, always, always feel free to come to your table. So from here, let's walk our hands back to meet our feet. Once again, bend into the knees and let the head and neck hang heavy. On your next inhale, vertebra by vertebra, all the way up into standing, head and neck last. Inhale, hands high. This time we'll take a side bend over to the right, but let's try and be as free and easy as we were before. Next inhale, up, and exhale, side bending to the left. Inhale, both hands high. Let's take a twist to the right. Inhale, both hands high to the center and exhaling, twisting to the left. Inhale, both hands high. Take a little bit of a seat here. Again, plug into the heels more than engaging into lots and lots of muscular energy. If this just feels like too much energy expended in the shoulders, cactus arms, or hands onto the hips. Deep full breath here. Exhale, forward folding. Feel free to keep a bend into the knees. And then hands out in front of you. Walk yourself back to your downward dog. Let's have 3 full deep breaths here. And on your next inhale, right foot forward for lunge. Find the blocks. Bring the blocks to the outside of that foot. And again, see if we can just have this shape with a holistic sense of effort rather than engage this, engage that, right? To see if we can find kind of the totality of this pose. And then stepping forward. Once again, forward folding. Let the head and neck hang heavy. And then your choice, you can always roll up vertebra by vertebra, or on your inhale, flat back, up, hands high, hands together, heart center, hands to the sides of the body. Let's keep adding on to that now. Inhale, up with the hands, exhale, forward folding. Again, let your head hang heavy. Hands onto the blocks, left foot back behind you. This time, left hand onto the block, right hand high. If this feels like too much energy expended, let's just go ahead and have our right hand on our hip. See if you can open up the heart to the side wall. Again, just let this be a picture of ease for you. So back off anything where you feel like you're just pressing too hard. Let's give it another full deep breath here. And out. Coming back to your lunge. Move the blocks aside. Step it back. Downward facing dog. Pedal. Find your dog. And one full deep breath in stillness. Let the belly be that balloon. Exhale, let something go, maybe as a sigh. Then walk your hands back to meet your feet. Once again, find that ability to let go into the upper part of your body. And then on your inhale, your choice, vertebra by vertebra, or flat back, all the way up. Hands together, heart center. Inhale, hands high, side bending over to the right. Inhale, both hands high, and side bending to the left, just like a reed in the wind. Inhale, both hands high. We're taking a twist to the right. Inhale, both hands high, and let's twist it on exhale to the left. Inhale, both hands high, and hands to your hips. Let's bring more weight into the left foot and pick the right foot up. Stork. And so here we are trying to balance all these things in our lives, right? Let's see if we can do it and be kind to ourselves. So that little shakiness and little quakiness, okay. And take a big step forward. And let's find warrior one. So back foot at a 45-degree angle, a bend into the right knee. And let's bring our hands right here at the heart and straighten out your front leg. And we're going to do kind of a Tai Chi movement here. So on exhale, bending back into your knee and pressing your hands out. And up, and then inhale, straighten out, hands back to the heart. And then let's take that to one side or the other. Just let this be kind of an organic movement. And what we're going to try and do is stay kind of in a rhythm that makes sense to us and to the breath. So just feel that breeze. The breeze of your body. The ease of this movement doesn't have to go fast. No right way or wrong way to do this. Next, I need to come into the middle. Let's just let the hands come up and then in cactus arms. Let's give it 2 more deep, full breaths here. Again, feeling plugged into the feet. Feel yourself just growing from that energy in the feet. Now, let's bring the left leg up and around the right. And sit. Hands can be on the hips. Once again, just feel that quakiness, feel that shakiness all as well. And then we'll unwind, left leg next to right, mountain pose, maybe in the middle of your mat. Just processing and integrating. And now hands high to the sky and take a forward fold. Let your head and neck hang heavy. Deep full breath in. Exhale, let something go. Walk your hands up to the front of your mat and step your right and left foot back, downward facing dog. Pedal through. And then stillness. So step your left foot forward for that lunge. Bring your blocks. Right hand underneath your right shoulder. And once again, we're going to take a twist or find this shape. Just breathe. We've got a built-in fan here, right? And if you find yourself getting heated, remember, make that pursed lips and breathe through your lips on inhale. Let's unwind and step it forward. Forward fold. Let the whole fold come all the way to the cervical spine. Your choice, vertebra by vertebra or flat back up and hands together, heart center. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, forward folding. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Send your right foot back behind you and left follows, downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to meet your feet. Find that forward fold all the way to the crown of the head. Inhale, up, hands high, and hands together, heart center. Let's bring more weight into the left foot and find your stork. Right foot, find your stork with your left foot. So again, get used to the quakiness, shakiness. And then we're going to take a big step forward, warrior one foot pattern on this side. Hands come in front of the heart, straighten out the knee. On your exhale, push it out and up, bend back into the knee. Inhale up, and then again, we're going to take it side to side. And next time we come to the middle, that's just my warrior. 1. Again, obey what you need in the body, just to keep yourself in that balanced state. We're using energy, but not overusing energy. And now hands down to the hips. We're bringing the right knee up and over. Find the cross, and then sit down. Let's unwind. Mountain pose about middle of the mat. Integration. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, forward fold. All the way to the crown of the head. Walk your hands up toward the front. Step left foot and then right foot back. Downward dog. Pedal. One more time, let's walk our hands back to meet our feet. Forward folded. Inhale, flat back or vertebra by vertebra. Hands together, heart center. Let's add on to that sequence. More weight in the left leg, stork. Hands to your hips. Point and flex your foot. Circle into the ankles. And from here, just keeping your knee as much as you can in line with your hip. Let's give it a little bit of a round and round with the shin and the calf and in the opposite direction. And then flex the foot, step forward, warrior 1. Again, listen to what your body needs in terms of how you feel in the shoulders, hips, in terms of the back knee. Give it one more full deep breath. Maybe sigh it out. Hands onto your hips, warrior 3. Again, slow and steady. Let's not worry too much about alignment. Let's not worry too much about engaging muscles. Let's just see if we can find the levitation of this pose. And once again, slowly down, mountain pose, integration. More weight in the left leg. Drape your right knee on top of left knee and sit down into your eagle pose. If you'd like to try the arms, it's left arm under right. hands to hips, step it back, mountain pose, inhale, hands high, exhale, forward, folding all the way down, head is heavy. Step your hands forward, right foot back, left foot meets it, downward dog. Take a little bit of organic movement here. Once again, walk your hands back to meet your feet. Forward fold. Inhale, flat back, or vertebra by vertebra, up. Hands at heart, hands to the waist. More weight into the right leg. Let's lift the left knee up, hip height if possible. Flex and point, round and round. Keeping that knee where it is. Let's just find a little bit of movement here, a little bit of movement here. Flex the foot one more time. Warrior one. What can you let go? What is not serving you? Just what is not serving you, but also what is making you hotter in this pose? Let it go. Now hands down to your hips. We're coming into an easy breezy. Warrior three. Don't strive for perfection, just strive to feel the strength in your body. And then, with control, finding right foot next to left, mountain pose. More weight into the right leg. Let's cross left knee over right, sit down. If you want to try the arms, it's left elbow under right. Let's open up, hands to hips. Left knee meets right, mountain pose. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, forward folding. Left hand forward, right hand forward, left foot back, right foot back. Downward facing dog. Paddling. And then dropping to knees. Let's find child's pose. Now, this can be a wide-legged child's. If that feels good, just dropping your belly in between your legs. Hands can be back behind you, palms face up. Hands can be out in front of you, palms face up, palm face down. Wherever you are, let's just listen to internal monologue about the rest. You know, when I was first starting in my yoga practice, child's pose was not an easy pose. And then it became easier and easier, but I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to stop the vinyasa flow in order to take a rest. And now I find myself doing it all the time. Somewhere in there, there's a happy medium. Just listen to what you're saying to yourself about this child's pose. All right. Let's come back up to our table posture from here. And we haven't done a lot with our shoulders or heart openers, so let's just spend a little bit of time kind of getting there. Drop your elbows right underneath your shoulders and send your hands out in front of you. And what we're going to do here is take a couple of cat-cows. So on your inhale, just let your belly sink. And see if you can open your heart to the front of your mat. And then on exhale, press your elbows in, find that grounding, and allow your spine just to move like a big sail up to the sky. And once again, we've been working with the crown of the head, kind of finding its way to shining right at the floor. Let's find that once again. Let your eyes close if it feels good. Let it be a moving meditation. Just back and forth here into cow-cat. Also let this be a picture of your breath. All right, the next time you're in your cat posture, let's just be here for a bit. So see if you can kind of keep a tone in the belly. If you can feel that tailbone pointing down and the crown of your head pointing down. Now you can stay right here just kind of enjoying the strength of your shoulder girdle. If you feel like you need to just take things just a step beyond here, you can curl your toes under and lift your hips up and back. You're going to keep the crown of the head focused on the floor and maybe move the tailbone up. Keep pressing into your shoulders, into your elbows. If you can find that easy breezy place. And when you need to drop, let's go ahead and drop. Take it back to your child pose once again. And find the counter pose in your body. It might be hands to the sides. It might be hands out. It might be knees together or knees apart. Just experiment with how things feel. Maybe side to side rocking. All righty, one more time into our table posture. And this time, right foot back behind you and bend into the knee. And then let's just try a little bit of circling. Doesn't need to be big, doesn't need to be exaggerated. Just feel as though you're just giving yourself a little bit of work into the glutes here, right? Because that's generally where we sort of experience hip tightness. And opposite direction. And now send the foot back behind you, bend into the knee, and perhaps find the bind with your left hand. If this doesn't come, this. So out in two directions. Once you've found this shape, maybe, just maybe, finding hip and knee in line, open up into the heart, but keep the shoulders square to the front of your mat. All the while looking for Sthira Sukhanam Asanam, that beautiful balance between effort and ease. Let go of the bind. Let's take a couple of cat-cows just as a counter pose here. See if we can just really feel the mobility in the spine now. And we're going to take those things on the opposite side. So let's just find that little bit of movement in the hip. Listen for those of us with hip issues. Where do you feel this? Where is that little tight place? And then back behind you once more, bend into the knee. Let's catch the bind or find our way into balance. And letting go. Cross your ankles. Seat comes back behind your feet. Open up your legs. Scooch down. We're coming all the way onto the back now. Let's take a little bit of a side-to-side rocking. Now, I will tell you, I'm recording this, so if you do this again, here's where I'm going to tell you a prop for those of us with hip stuff, all right? If you have an old tennis ball, what you want to do is find a squishy ball, like a really old tennis ball. It can't be a hard ball, like a lacrosse ball. And you want to put it right underneath one side of your back body, kind of on one buttock, right? And then just allow yourself to kind of move on that ball on one side and then on the other side. So if you are watching this film later and doing this again, have yourself a tennis ball handy for that kind of hip stuff, all right? You can also do that against the wall, kind of moving your hips on a ball against the wall. But for right now, you know, without that prop, this might feel good just to kind of move the knees around and around. I'm going to kind of avoid the hip opener today because we just want our hips to be stable and happy. So let's bring the feet down close to the bum. Curl your tailbone in and up, and then press yourself into a bridge pose. Let's not do supported bridge just yet. Let's just really engage once again into the glutes. Feel that long line of energy. So we just, again, are looking for effort and ease in balance. Filling the belly up with breath. Seeing if we can let go of energy somewhere that just doesn't make sense. The jaw or the brow. Even the upper back sometimes gets involved in something here that is really not necessary. All right, when you're ready to come on down, vertebra by vertebra. Once again, ease up into the belly. Now, if you don't have a wall nearby, go ahead and come into your bridge and take your block underneath and raise your feet up. If you are a big fan of legs up the wall, I think that's where we're going to go today. So let's find, just any kind of movement that you need in the body before you get legs up the wall. Or, it could be a supine twist. Anything that just allows you to kind of cool down and find your groove as a yogi. And then let's get ourselves into a situation of complete relaxation. I would suggest legs up the wall, and then we will find Shavasana as well today. But you know, Pitta dosha is very much associated with action, with solar energy, energy of growth and action. It's not a bad thing to be an active person in life. But when we sort of tilt over into action sort of just for itself and not for a purpose, or when we find ourselves with too much action in the day and not balanced with rest and restoration, then things will get a little inflamed. Things will get a little heated. We might find ourselves angry or irritable. And so just to allow that beautiful sense of the earth supporting us. And when we have legs up the wall, we also have that sense of levitation. You know, anytime we turn upside down, too, we are turning off our fight or flight reactions. So let's just give ourselves a good 2 minutes of just turning things off. I'm going to mute myself just so you don't hear anything from me. And so if you have your legs up the wall and want to stay here, please feel free to do so. For those of you who are ready just to come into full Shavasana, go ahead and release your legs from the wall. And take your time doing this. And be systematic and intentional in how you're going to set yourself up for your Shavasana. So if you feel tweaky in your lower back, or if you feel like your hips need a little bit of support, roll a blanket, grab some pillows, put them underneath your knees. Feel free to put a pillow underneath your head. And if you feel a little sweaty, let your belly show. You're at home. So maybe pull your shirt up just to let a little bit more skin, midsection, cool off. Once you feel connected with the earth, then allow yourself to fully relax. Start at the back of your head. Relaxing there, relaxing crown of your head. Let your temples release in your jaw. Feel your shoulders lay heavy. Feel your mid-back releasing and feel your hips relax to the earth. Back of the thighs, the calves, the heels, everything is connected. Back of your hands and your wrists and your elbows. And then working your way up the front of your body, just allow your tops of your feet and your ankles and your knees to release. The pelvis, the navel center, the heart, the upper arms and the forearms, all 10 fingers. Your throat, the tongue in your mouth, your eyes, and finally the center of your forehead. And so, dear friends, if this feels really good and you know you need some more rest, please feel free just to be here, to end this meeting without saying goodbye. You know I'll be here next Monday. But if you feel ready to come out of your Shavasana, go ahead and just bring a little bit more breath into the body. So deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And roll over to one side or the other, whatever is comfy for you. And when you're ready, coming up into a seated pose of meditation, eyes remaining softly shut, giving yourself just another moment of experience. Take a couple of breaths here. Again, feeling rooted, but also feeling that sense of breeze, of ease, and effortlessness. And when you're ready, gathering up the gifts of this practice between your two hands, Anjali Mudra, prayer pose at the heart. Pressing thumb bones deep into breastbone, feel the beat of your own heart, accepting these gifts. And know that they're accessible anytime you need them. To close out our practice, please join me or just listen to the vibrations of one sound of Om. Inhaling deeply. Om.